I was just trying to reach Sherry.
Yes, sir.
Sherry, how are you? This is Alex from HealthyTrampolines.com.
Oh, hello.
Hey, if you have some time now, I just wanted to follow up with your inquiry to our website.
Yes, I have time.
Okay, wonderful. So I'm trying to remember in the quiz that you submitted, maybe you can remind me again, have you taken a look at any rebounder brands in particular?
I have a, one you get at Walmart. I've had for a couple of years. But I looked online for days, seems probably a couple of weeks. And I was going to get the Belcon, but of course it's expensive. But then I found your site, and then I wanted to switch to the Cellerciser. I have had, my adrenals pretty much quit working like 2 years ago.
Wow.
So I've seen a naturopath and a kinesiologist. They have helped. They have started working again, but still have issues. I notice on the one I have here, once in a while my hip starts to hurt.
Yeah, for sure.
I do have knee issues that sometimes hurt, not all the time, but I do have fluid building in my knees and part of my abdomen. I saw your pictures last night. I was on there looking again. And of those women's legs, mine don't look that bad, but I see where they probably could get that way. So I think that's that. And I also wondered if my daughter has flat feet. She's only 17. And I wondered if this kind of stuff could do anything to help her with that.
What does she have?
Flat feet. And if she does some kind of exercise, she was doing a walking video exercise, but after a while her feet would just start hurting.
Yeah. Well, generally, has she ever been on a trampoline or rebounder before?
Just the one I have here, yeah, she does that.
Okay. And both of you are using shoes on it?
I don't think so, no.
Okay. So that's one important factor, is using shoes on the rebounder.
Okay.
So that'll do a great deal to help. Basically, any pain. If you have flat feet, I would highly encourage using shoes so you can keep an arch through the shoe. And then also the reason is because most people don't know this, but to get the type of health bounce that works the lymphatic system, you have to jump up and down on your heels, not your toes. So if you're jumping up and down on your heels, it can definitely start to be very uncomfortable after a while with no shoes on.
Okay, yeah.
So yeah, that's the reason for that. And by using the heels and keeping the legs pretty straight, you don't want to bend the knees too much. You actually just keep them minorly bent, almost as straight as possible, and landing on your heels. Reason for that is because it actually will cause you to decelerate as you come back down more quickly and pop back up, which basically moves more G-force through your body, which opens up your lymphatic system, your one-way valves. So that's an important point to get the maximum. Also, the maximum amount of bounces per minute to flush your lymphatic system. You don't want to leave the mat too high. So the goal actually is to not leave the mat at all. So you can get thousands of flushes in a session. But the thing is if you have like a really cheap rebounder, like from a Walmart or something like that, the mat and the spring technology especially, there's no way that you can get enough of a ballistic impact, enough like a pop and G-force without having to really jump high off of the mat. But that also means that, first of all, it's going to be a lot harder on the knees. It's going to be a lot harder on the hips. It's painful. I used to have one of those as well many years ago, and it definitely wears you out. The Cellerciser, they specifically designed that thing first and foremost with the lymphatic system in mind. So you could, get a lot of jumps per minute. It's extremely soft. They digitally tune all the springs. Basically higher-end trampolines. When you're willing to spend $300 or more, then you're basically going to get better, spring technology. So that anywhere you jump on that mat, it's going to give you the same amount of bounce. So the other thing that you watch out for is for ankles pronating.
Sometimes one spring is a little bit weaker than the other ones because they didn't test them. There's just not good technology, and one starts to wear out faster than the other. That can start to affect where the mat tension over time. So that affects your bounce a lot, but also like the coning effect. Over time, like cheap trampolines, they start to cone more in the center. They start to dip down further. So the higher end ones, that never happens really, especially if you have a small mat size like 39 inches. So you can keep on jumping on this thing for decades, and it's going to stay the same. The interesting thing about Cellerciser is they have 3 tiered springs. I don't know if you saw the picture.
Yeah.
So part of the reason of having that is that third tier is there for depending on how high you jump or also how heavy you are. That third tier will only be utilized if you put like 400 pounds of force on the mat. So sometimes that can happen if you're jumping really high off of it, if you're doing a certain kind of workout, or if you just weigh a lot more and you're bouncing up and down on it. So by having that third tier, it prevents the other 2 springs from wearing out.
Oh, okay.
That's mainly the main reason. That's like the main reason for it. You just oil them like 3 times a month, and they're also the quietest. When you jump on like a trip trampoline, it's pretty loud. This one's probably be about 3 times quieter than what you're using right now. I don't know if that matters to you, but.
Well, with what I told you with the adrenals and all that stuff, is this the one you would suggest also?
Well, let's put it this way. I would choose either between a Lymphosizer or a Cellerciser. However, for your particular case with the hips and the knees, I would go with the Cellerciser. It actually has a little bit of a softer bounce to it. It's almost as soft as, in a way, the Jump Sport, which is a bungee. They use bungees cords instead of springs. It has a really, really soft bounce.
But with the Jump Sport, it actually pops you up higher off of the mat, so you don't get quite as much movement of your lymphatic system in a session. Not everybody has 30 minutes to spend every day.
Right.
So you can get 3 times as many flushes with your lymphatic system with less Cellerciser or Lymphosizer versus a Jump Sport. So I think that's kind of an important point. But as far as Cellerciser, Lymphosizer, we've tested them with customers, and I've tested them, my partners tested them, and the consensus seems to be that Cellerciser is a little bit softer, which is basically over time it's going to be better for your knees and your ankles, and also even if you have flat feet. So, but also tell your daughter too, just like that you're supposed to land more on your heels, and because if you land more on your toes and you jump off your toes, if you have flat feet, that's definitely going to bother you much more quickly.
Oh, okay.
So that's an important note. And they one of these actually comes with a DVD training manual and video, so they actually show you like different moves you can do and also how to use it properly.
Okay.
So yeah. Anyways, that'd be my recommendation.
Are you the one that was on the video?
No.
There was
no,
somebody jumping on the video?
Yeah, one of the people that we work with. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And who are you?
Alex. I'm the main point of contact for the site. It's either me or Martin, that'll usually pick up the phones.
Okay. And what's the name of your company again? I forget.
HealthyTrampolines.com.
Okay. And it said last night it was on there. It said leave a comment about your site or something, and then I think you had discounts or something. I wanted to know what that meant.
Yeah, that's probably something that we don't really get asked about too much, but a few years ago we were kind of adding more and more things to the site and developing it more further, so we were asking for comments. The discounts, we probably, if anything, we mainly only do those for the holidays now, like major holidays.
Okay. Well, the site said holiday special, and I was like, well, okay, what holiday? You mean Easter?
Yeah, and then some things on the site we don't really change too often. We just gotta keep that up, and then if the major holiday comes up, then we do a discount. But yeah, we don't discount too often. Generally, the rebounder industry discounts are very rare, and everybody pretty much prices theirs the same. And there's a reason for that, because the margins are basically so tight that nobody can really play around with it at all, unfortunately, which is a little bit unusual for health products. I don't know why they control it so much, all the different manufacturers, but so yeah. So what we do is we give away freebies with the purchase. I don't know if you saw that. And that's kind of our way of helping offset the cost, since it's just so difficult to pull off a discount.
I saw yesterday, or maybe it was the day before, somebody was talking about Blind Guru or something. But then last night it wasn't on there, so I wanted to make sure it was the same site I was looking at.
Okay, it's a different site. Yeah, we
Oh, okay.
For some of the different health challenges you might be going through. We also have our other site where we sell all sorts of different raw superfoods and other types of health products, different things you can put in your body, and that's all covered on blindguru.com.
Oh, okay. And one of them, I think it was what I was looking at last night, was talking about taking probiotics. Did you start this, or before you start this?
Yeah. So, as you know, if you're kind of your immune system, your detox, and your body's kind of not at the full strength of where it should be, what happens when you jump up and down? You're starting to shake up the lymphatic system, and your liver is going to get more bogged down, along with your digestive tract, for processing out all the stuff you're releasing. So, in order to not kind of overburden the body as much, one of the most important things to take is a probiotic.
Okay. I have been doing, have you ever heard of Ream's Biological Theory, REAMS? That's what my naturopath does. It cleanses the liver, so I've been doing that for over a year, drinking a certain amount of lemon water with a sweetener in it. Have you ever heard of that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, that's what I've been doing. So I don't know if that's how my liver's doing. I've been doing that for a while.
It's good. It's a good practice to have, and a little thing like that goes a long way if you keep it up consistently, for long term. So that's good. And then the main area of cleansing that's responsible for cleansing in the lymphatic system is the gut, the whole digestive tract.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
The digestive tract is the main thing responsible for a lot of the lymphatic system where it drains into. So that's kind of the importance of having a good flora balance, gut flora, bacterial flora balance, and the purpose of having probiotics, or getting a lot of good healthy bacteria in your food if you're eating certain types of fermented foods.
Okay.
But so I think probably whoever you talked to was talking about maybe Blind Guru. That we do. I think we have some probiotics on there that we review. We review all different probiotics, and those are the ones that we chose. We put on the website. We thought were the best.
Well, I didn't find any. I just saw where you wrote probiotics, but I was going to ask you what probiotics what do you mean by that, and where can I find those? Or? Hello?
Okay, so if you go on blindguru.com.
Okay.
Check out what we have there, and then also you can check out lifeenthusiast.com, life-enthusiast.com. And we work over there with Marin, who also works with us on our site here as far as helping give our customers different coaching about raw food diet or different diet and different protocols, health protocols. He's also an alternative practitioner, so he kind of helps guide people on how to incorporate rebounding into and things like that, like what types of probiotics to look into, things like that. So he's a great person to consult with if you're looking on kind of other supportive products to your rebounding. And he'll consult with any of our customers at no charge. That's just another service kind of like that we offer.
And that was lifeenthusiast.com.
Yeah, and there's a dash. There's like a hyphen in between both words. And then just mention our website.
Will this also help balance? Because like 4 years ago I had like vertigo, labyrinthitis. I think it was because my adrenals were so bad, and it messed up my balance for a while. I'm a lot better, but I still have a little balance issue. So rebounding with that bar, that would be fine, right?
I literally just talked to a customer today with a similar thing, and that's why she bought the bar. Yeah, because sometimes lose her balance, and yeah, I mean that's a common reason to get it, and especially because you can do other things and not have to pay attention as much. If you're got one hand on the bar. Yeah, it's an extra $60 when you throw in the bar.
Okay, well, what price do you have there for? Is there a difference between the trifold and the whatever you call it?
Not really. People get trifolds mainly for if they're going to want to take it around, put it in their trunk. Portability basically is the main reason, or like small storage area basically to get a trifold.
Okay, there's no difference in the.
No, not at all. And then the regular one just bifolds normally.
Right. Okay.
The trifold, of course, is also significantly more expensive because it requires much more engineering. It's about I don't know, it's like 100 extra 99 more. But again, you only really need that if you're going to be planning on the portability factor.
Okay, I'm not really worried about that. Okay.
Now we just had a pricing change. I'm just double checking with the owner. We just had a pricing change on this as of April 1st today, because the company is just changed ownership, and they just changed the pricing for the first time in 6 years. So prices are about $30 more. But I'm just double checking with him because I think that to see if I think he might have placed a bulk order at the lower price. You know what I mean? To have some on hand. So I am just double checking that for you.
Guess I waited a day or two too long.
I know. Yeah, it's just the timing. I mean, there's